13 News Now begins with breaking news.
We are following that breaking news for you out of Hampton this morning. That's where shots were fired overnight.
And when the scene cleared, one woman was dead. Now, we first broke this story for you on WVEC.com, and we have more details right now. Let's turn to 13 News Now reporter Carl Limer live for us on Greenbrier Avenue. Carl.
Police are trying to figure out who shot and killed this woman. She was found right here, the front yard of this house. This is on Town Road. It was just a few minutes after midnight when officers were called out here for a report of a shooting. When they arrived, they found a woman on the grass in the front yard of this house. Now, police say she was shot in the upper torso at least once and was pronounced dead by medics. Officers spent several hours here, about 4 hours, gathering evidence and talking to potential witnesses. They didn't know yet if this woman lived here or if she was from this neighborhood. A neighbor I talked with a couple of doors down from the crime scene said she doesn't know the victim. She says she was in her house about to fall asleep when she heard gunshots, but she said after the gunshots stopped, everything was quiet until police arrived. Now, officers are in the process of trying to get in touch with the victim's relatives so that they can let them know what's going on, and then they will release the victim's name. Police don't have a suspect yet. They are asking anyone who knows something or might know something to give the crime line or police a call. Live in Hampton, Carl Limer, 13 News Now.
We will, of course, continue updating this story for you throughout daybreak this morning.
Right now, though, we are going to get you ready to head outside. Guess what? Those warm temperatures we had yesterday? Out of here, because the temperatures are dropping. Here's Julie with the Futurecast.
That's right. Those temperatures are dropping and really going to hold steady here today. That's the headline here as far as not just Friday, but as we get into the weekend. You see the dry sweep. I know that's convenient. You like to see it as you're getting going on a Friday morning. We'll be keeping an eye on the radar, however, because we will be tracking some wet weather as we get into the weekend. But before we get there, let's focus on the here and now and take a look at downtown Norfolk. There is our sky view. We await sunrise. Should be a pretty one. Now, as you take a look at these temperatures and think, okay, well, 60s doesn't seem really cool. The thing is, with that influx of the wind out of the west-northwest, and especially out of the northwest-north, and we'll continue to see the wind shifting around, we're just going to tack on a few degrees to these morning temperatures. So that's how strong that front is. And then the overnight lows are going to be dropping. We'll say goodbye to the 60s as a starting point as we get into the weekend. And it's going to get chillier than that, which you'll see in just a few minutes. But first, for today, an afternoon temperature, again, not far from where we are now, in the upper 60s with clearing skies out there. It will be a partly to mostly sunny day, but that front is not done with us. That is going to be the trigger for some of that wet weather as we get into tomorrow. Now, it's not going to be everywhere all the time, so I want you to stay tuned. We'll have the Futurecast take you through the weekend hour by hour in just a few minutes. First, though, it's that time of the morning. You'd expect traffic to be picking up, and that's the case, right, Ashley?
Oh, yeah, Julie. Things are starting to build in a few areas. We'll do a quick check of a few of them. If you're headed to the HRBT this morning, notice a little bit of orange kind of making its way past Tidewater Drive. It thins out past Granby Street, but this is your Naval Station Norfolk traffic, which is starting to build. So in those HOV lanes just past Tidewater Drive, things are starting to slow down as it makes its way to Naval Station Norfolk. We'll give you a quick live look out there. Now, here's your outside set of lanes. You see a little bit of a slow go there at Tidewater Drive, but notice those HOV lanes really starting to slow down headed to Naval Station Norfolk. Just watch out for a bit of heavy traffic right around Tidewater Drive out to Granby Street as you're making your way to the base or out to the HRBT. And of course, 564 is still very heavy all the way back to that 64 interchange. Things starting to build up 264 westbound at the downtown tunnel. You'll kind of pump the brakes right now around the Berkeley Bridge. And here's just a quick thing that I wanted to add. We've been talking about a lot of events this weekend. Another event is the River Run 5K. So due to that, the Jordan Bridge is going to be closed tomorrow morning between 7:30 and 10 o'clock to accommodate for that. So if you plan to participate in the River Run, you're in good shape. If you take the Jordan Bridge, 10 o'clock is when it will reopen. Coming up here in a few minutes, no issues at the JRB, but we'll check traffic there next.
A shooting leaves neighbors shaken and Portsmouth police searching for a gunman. It happened on Rudder Street, not far from Effingham and South Streets. Police say when they arrived at the home, they found a man inside shot in the stomach. The victim was rushed to surgery. We're still waiting to learn how he's doing this morning. Police don't have any suspects, but if you have any information, you're asked to call the crime line. The number is 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP.
Today, we could learn more about an alleged drug deal that turned into a robbery at Lynn Haven Mall. This happened yesterday inside inside a bathroom. Police say the suspect attacked a man buying drugs after he refused to hand over more money. We're told the suspect took the man's money, then ran from the mall. We're waiting to get a description of that suspect. We're also waiting to find out if the victim, who was allegedly trying to buy drugs, will face any charges.
The government is back in business, and that's great news for workers here in Hampton Roads, including the furloughed workers at NASA Langley. All 3,600 civil servants and contractors were back on the job yesterday in Hampton. They'll get back pay along with other federal workers for the time they missed. Workers should find out in the next few days when they'll see their money, but White House officials say the back pay should start being paid out around October 25th.
The end of the government shutdown also means the reopening of national parks, including the Yorktown Battlefield. Plenty of visitors showed up for the park's first day back open, and the reopening could not have come at a better time. This weekend, even more visitors will be in the area for Yorktown Day. That event celebrates the anniversary of the last battle in the American Revolution.
6:05 now. A food maker is expanding a major recall this morning.
Stick around because we're going to tell you what unsafe foods could be in your fridge.
Then this huge fire keeps fire crews very busy for hours and hours. Where this happened and how the people who lived in this building are doing today.
And we have a front that is moving over the region as we speak. That has ramifications for us today and into the weekend. We'll talk some wet weather coming up after the break.
Service, specials, parts, and more. Plus, over 2,000 vehicles. Hampton Road's largest dealer.
They're almost here, the holidays, and that means company. And before I invite them for dinner, I'm headed to Decorum for its Just in Time for the Holidays dining event. Discounts from 25 to 50% will ensure my dining room will be as fabulous as my meal. Have you been to Decorum lately?
What do we mean by having it all? We mean you always get the best price. You get to choose from over 2,000 cars and trucks. You can get a used car for less than $10,000. You get free manicures with service every Wednesday. And you get priorities for life. Oil and filter changes, state inspections for life. And your engine guaranteed for life at all priority dealerships. Why would you buy anywhere else?
You can have it all. People ask me, Bobby, how did you choose Virginia Eye Consultants for your LASIK? My answer, the same way I scout players for ODU football. I check them out. You'll find, like I did, they're the best. That's what you want, right?
This is my Contour, and it reshapes TV completely around me.
It knows everything I like and recommends new things.
Que me encantan.
And I can watch whenever,
however I want. Contour puts my personal favorites front and center, so I can search less
and discover more.
So my perfect show is always just a swipe away.
This isn't TV for everyone.
Contour is TV just for me.
Introducing Contour, only from Cox.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler, and I know there are many myths out there about a reverse mortgage, so I want you to know the facts. There are currently no credit score or income requirements to qualify. You can get tax-free money from the equity in your home. You can use the money to pay off your current mortgage if you have one. The remaining money can be used for anything. There's no monthly mortgage payments, and you still own your home. Call today to get your free guide and DVD. It explains how a government-insured reverse mortgage works. There's no obligation. One Reverse Mortgage is a Quicken Loans company. Their licensed experts can answer all your questions. Call to find out what a great solution this can be. Don't wait. Call now.
Call 855-288-6031 to get your free quote, and when you call now, you'll also get a free lighted magnifier. Call 855-288-6031.
Now your Weather Authority forecast.
Good morning, everyone. We have a clear sweep for you as we get going on this Friday. I know that's nice to see. Nothing weather-wise going to slow you down. And it feels pretty comfortable out there. And if you're thinking, boy, it's going to warm up, not so much. I mean, yesterday we had that warm day. The effect of this front, however, the precipitation for the most part, in fact, for almost all of the part, has moved on. Just a very lonely shower is possible here. This is our futurecast as of 7 a.m. Really, it's the cooler air. And you'll step outside this morning, and when you step outside this afternoon, it's going to feel practically the exact same because we have the wind coming in out of the northwest, eventually the north today, and that's just going to keep this cooler air in place. going to be a great morning. Maybe have this Friday off, or even if you don't. You know, it always, whenever the weather is more pleasant, it makes whatever else you're doing all the better. Also, that goes into 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now, one difference here between Virginia and North Carolina, clouds likely to hold on a little bit longer for you in North Carolina. In fact, you never lose them completely. Even the possibility, you see that one fleck of green around Edenton, that you could see just a leftover sprinkle by the time we get into this evening. Friday night plans are looking good out there. During the overnight hours, more of us start to see the clouds. You start to see this rain coming up during the overnight. An area of low pressure is going to track along this front that's going to stall out. So that's the reason that we are going to see some showers as we get into tomorrow. But we're sitting fairly pretty here for right now. And I'll tell you, the second half of the weekend is looking better. For this afternoon, upper 60s and a fair amount of sunshine, I think. And we'll anticipate that afternoon, but we have to get through the morning first. And you're tracking some heavy traffic out there, right, Ashley?
Oh, yeah, Julie. Now, some of those areas around the region, some of our areas are not seeing that heavy traffic, and one of those is the James River Bridge. If you're headed northbound or southbound this morning, you're still moving very nicely right now between Isle of Wight and Newport News. Headed to the peninsula, you're at 32 across the bridge. A little more activity there, but nothing to be concerned about. But we are watching some areas where traffic is very heavy, and one of those is headed toward Naval Station Norfolk. You can see that heavy red on 564. It really starts on 64 right now in the HOV lanes just past Tidewater Drive, and then again, you're very heavy all the way along 564. We're still watching that heavy traffic, and it's starting to build even more. 264 westbound at the downtown tunnel, but right now you have not yet creeped back to City Hall. I'm going to give you your bridge lifts here and any other areas where you might see some slow traffic coming up.
All right, guys, 6:10 now. We have some breaking news coming into the 13 News Now newsroom out of Ohio. That's where a car crash killed 6 people, including a small child, and hurt a police officer. It happened in Upper Arlington, Ohio.
And details are still coming in. Here's what we know right now. We're told a car and a police cruiser collided in an intersection. We also know that the officer was responding to a call at the time and had lights and sirens going.
Well, of course, keep following this story for you throughout daybreak and bring you more information as it comes into the newsroom.
Right now at 6:11, other news. Want to get away?
Well, find out what a federal air marshal that is accused of doing with passengers on a Southwest Airlines flight that is definitely causing some turbulence this morning.
Today's weather segment is brought to you by Michael & Son Services.
Occasionally you ask yourself, how did I get here? Feeling your best when everyone around you is feeling like that. How? By shielding yourself with a flu shot at Rite Aid. Stop by and get yours today.
I'm Terry McAuliffe, candidate for governor, and I sponsored this ad.
Ken Cuccinelli has reached a new low. The truth. There is no allegation of wrongdoing by McAuliffe or hundreds of other investors. It's Ken Cuccinelli who should worry us. His office is being investigated by the Inspector General for helping rip off Virginia landowners. And now Cuccinelli has been interviewed by the FBI in the Star Scientific scandal. False ads, a scandalous record. It's Ken Cuccinelli we can't trust.
Centera Cancer Network.
When my doctor said cancer, I wanted someone with proven success treating my type of cancer.
I want to feel confident I'll get the best possible result.
The latest technology, a proven track record. They have to have them.
For the diagnosis and treatment of cancer, the nationally accredited Centera Cancer Network has the skill, experience, and technology that count.
Hi, I'm Ben Willis, and right now at Willis Furniture, we have the largest selection of leather furniture ever. And it's all on sale from 30 to 60% off. It's your chance to save on the luxury and durability of top grain leather. Come early and choose from sofas, chairs, sectionals, and recliners from our most respected manufacturers. Hurry in, some quantities are limited. All leather furniture is on sale for a limited time at Willis Furniture. Fine furniture, casual prices, just east of Town Center on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
Buy Hyundai. Buy today. Elantra 2013 IIHS Top Safety Pick. You'll feel even safer with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. That's 5 years longer than Toyota and Honda. That's why it's America's best. Right now, get our best deals of the year on the entire Hyundai lineup. Lease Elantra $139 a month. Or get 0 APR for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. Buy Hyundai. Buy today at your Hyundai dealer.
Tim Allen has been to infinity and beyond. But on ABC Friday's Halloween Spooktacular, it's too scary, too creepy, and maybe too much.
We gotta work on the timing.
Last Man Standing, all new tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
New this morning, an expanded recall you should know about if you have Garden Fresh Foods, this brand right here, in your refrigerator, specifically ready-to-eat chicken and ham products. Listen up. The Milwaukee-based company is now recalling an additional 6,694 pounds of product due to possible contamination with listeria. The foods were sold nationwide. Now, this recall comes in addition to more than 19,000 pounds of similar meat products recalled back on September 25th. You can get much more information on this recall under Health News on WVEC.com. I've also posted the link for you on Facebook and Twitter.
The World Health Organization is putting out a new warning this morning about air pollution. They say it can cause cancer. That's the latest finding from the WHO's conference in Switzerland. WHO researchers say the more people are exposed to tiny particles in the air, the higher their risk of developing lung and bladder cancer. It's estimated pollution led to more than 220,000 lung cancer deaths worldwide in 2010. A U.S. Air Marshal is facing some shocking allegations this morning. Adam Barch was arrested after witnesses say he used his cell phone to take pictures underneath women's skirts. It allegedly happened as passengers were boarding a Southwest Airlines flight in Nashville. A witness grabbed Barch's phone and alerted the authorities. He later admitted to taking about a dozen upskirt photos and was charged with disorderly conduct. TSA released a statement saying they're in the process of suspending or firing Barch.
Right now, a fight is going on over evidence in the James Holmes trial. Holmes faces murder charges for deadly mass shooting in a Colorado movie theater during the premiere of the Batman movie back in July of 2012. Yesterday, his attorneys moved to throw out evidence found in Holmes's car and on his computers. They argue police didn't have proper warrants for the car or computers. Holmes has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. His trial is set for February. A 6-alarm fire hurts 4 people and consumes an entire apartment complex. You can see the huge flames here in this video out of Redwood City, California. The fire was sparked, we're told, early yesterday morning. Crews were on scene for hours trying to put those flames out. The 4 people who were hurt, we're told, will be okay, but dozens of others are displaced this morning, and there's no word yet on what caused the fire.
A crash involving several cars on the Jersey Turnpike. Police say a megabus, a dump truck, and a car all collided. Emergency crews rescued 2 women trapped in the car. Traffic on the highway stacked up for miles. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused that crash. $168 million worth of Virginia transportation projects just got the green light, and some of that money is coming here to Hampton Roads. A big widening project will move forward along Lynn Haven Parkway in the Beach. Crews will add 1 additional lane on both sides near Centerville Turnpike and Indian River Road. And we're told that work should be finished by the fall of 2016.
6:17 now, certainly feeling a lot like fall today.
And the thing is, not a typical fall morning with temperatures in the 60s, but that's exactly where we're going to be this afternoon.
Yep.
So it's that kind of a day. And of course, we want to help the kids get out to the bus stop. And you know, this time of the year, you go back and forth and you think short sleeve, sweater, what are we doing today? Well, you know what? This morning we have temperatures in the upper 60s, and whatever they're wearing this morning will suffice for this afternoon, because that 67 that you see right now, kind of averaging where we are across the region, we'll just tack on a couple of degrees for an afternoon high temperature. And we have seen the clearing conditions, so that is some good news. Some evidence at one point we might see a few lingering showers. But you can see here we have the clear sweep going on radar. That should continue to be the case for today. We will be tracking some wet weather as we get into the weekend. I know not exactly what you want to hear, but should be able to pick some spots as we get into tomorrow. But right now, across Virginia and North Carolina, I wanted to take you back 12 hours. Don't normally go back that far, but just so you could see the front, the precipitation out ahead of it. There wasn't a lot, but that has moved on. Problem is, the front is going to get hung up here along the coast. That's going to allow an area of low pressure to develop right up the coast and give us that soggy start to the weekend. But right now, we give you this view, our sky view of Town Point Park in downtown Norfolk. Still going to be a good weekend for the Virginia Wine Festival. They have the tents out there, so that's still maybe not ideal, but still going to be a good time. And we have temperatures, still those twin readings, both sides of the water. Winds out of the north-northwest at 8 miles an hour. That wind speed, that range will hold up 5 to 10 throughout the day. And winds out of the north and northwest. And if you've been watching us for any length of time this morning, each time we check the winds, they're just a little bit different. Now starting to get more of that northerly flow there. So that cooler, drier air really just flowing into the region. So we've seen some of these temperatures falling off, which is typical for sunrise, but that cooler air is helping. 66 in Melfa. You had been at 70 not too long ago. 66 right now in Newport News. It's a popular number. Same thing in Norfolk. 64 in Chesapeake. You're at 66 in Currituck. We'll try to get as close to you as we can here with the reporting station. 64 in Suffolk, 61 in Wakefield, 62 in Wachapreague. And these overnight lows are going to be falling off as well. It's going to be downright chilly as we get into Sunday night. But for this afternoon, I'd say it's comfortable out there right now. And when you take a look at that 69, see, not very far off from where we are right now. But that's the effect of this very strong front. There are the 50s tonight, much more seasonably cool conditions. And then even those overnight lows are going to take a dip and be on the cool side. For tomorrow, in the upper 60s, yes, we'll have some scattered showers, not everywhere all day, but it's going to be a fairly damp start to the weekend. There's that chilly night, Sunday into Monday. Another cold front moves through. No wet weather, but another reinforcing jolt of cold air. And we'll look forward to the weekend, but first, though, let's face reality. And still looking with some still kind of stacked up out there, Ashley.
Very much, and it's really starting to build as we get deeper and deeper into rush hour. So we'll go over where you're going to slow down this morning. First, though, want to give you some announcements before you head out the door. The Coleman Bridge between Yorktown and Gloucester reported a lift at noon, rather. So watch out for that bridge lift at noon between Yorktown and Gloucester. We also have a lift reported for the high-rise bridge tomorrow morning at 8:30. So nothing to be concerned about today, but something to watch out for this weekend. Also this weekend, we've been talking about a few events that you may be attending, with one of those being the Virginia Wine Festival. In terms of traffic, watch out for Waterside Drive being closed between Atlantic and Main for the fest. So that's just a quick heads up there. Now, in terms of traffic, just want to go over some quick things with you. 64 westbound traffic moving nicely for the most part, but between Tidewater and Granby, you will slow down as you're making your way to the HRBT. All of 564 is heavy right now, and then we have that slowdown 264 west at the Berkeley Bridge as you're headed to the downtown tunnel. We'll check traffic again in just a few minutes. For now, back to the news.
6:21 now on your Friday morning, and a daredevil takes a risky stunt to new heights. Just ahead, find out what this crazy sport is called and why this act of bravery set a record.
Oof. Plus, a big recall from Toyota this morning. We'll tell you what's wrong with a lot of cars.
I'm Rob Farrenholt, candidate for delegate, and I sponsored this ad.
In Newport News, we respect people to make their own decisions. But David Yancey thinks he knows better. He'd have politicians make our most personal medical decisions. His plan could force police to investigate women who've had miscarriages. He voted to force medically unnecessary ultrasound procedures on victims of rape. And Yancey even voted to ban birth control. It's time to tell politicians like David Yancey to step aside.
You've never experienced anything like the invitation to enchantment during the 2013 Homerama at Chesapeake's Edinburgh, October 19th to November 3rd, opening noon daily. Whether you're looking for a new home or new ideas to add luxury and style to yours, you'll discover your dreams in the 7 custom showcase homes at Homerama in Edinburgh. For $3 off coupons and full information, go to homerama.tv. Also visit us on Facebook for the chance to win free tickets.
Planned Parenthood Votes is responsible for the content of this advertising, and Planned Parenthood Votes paid for this ad.
300,000 women report being raped in America every year. But Ken Cuccinelli would put his extreme policies ahead of their needs. He'd force a survivor of rape or incest in Virginia to carry a pregnancy caused by her attacker. He even opposes the emergency contraception they need to prevent pregnancy. Ken Cuccinelli. Wrong for women. Wrong for Virginia.
Some battles need an army. Call A1 American to fight your next plumbing battle. We're available 24 hours a day and never any overtime charges. Remember, we're not just A1, we're A1 American.
Kids will fall, they'll get hurt, and they will get sick.
we help keep kids healthy. Sometimes their fastball needs fixing. Sometimes it's a broken bone. And sometimes they just need a checkup. We do all that, and we're close to home. Because kids need special care, and grown-ups need to know that care is nearby. CHKD, where kids are more than patients, and we're more than a hospital.
Massive selection, service, parts, body shop. Hampton Road's largest dealer, allauto.tv.
We're back at 6:24, and Toyota is issuing an important recall this morning. ABC's Diana Perez is here to explain what the problem is in a look at America's Money.
Good morning. Topping America's Money, Toyota is recalling 803,000 cars in the U.S. because the airbags or power steering could stop working. Owners of late model Toyota Camry, Avalon, and Venza models will be contacted soon. Toyota needs to repair an air conditioner leak to fix the failures. And Google is set for a big day today after the company announced better than expected third quarter earnings. Shares soared more than $70 a share to a record high of $959 in after-hours trading yesterday. And the performance of Texans star Arian Foster will soon be linked to shares of stock. Foster is the first athlete to sign on with the company backing those shares. It hopes to add others soon. And finally, how about a beer milkshake? The Shaken Bacon Brew will be sold at the Texas Motor Speedway during the big NASCAR races coming up there in 2 weeks. It's made of dark beer, ice cream, bacon syrup, candied bacon, and whipped cream, and it'll cost you $10. That's America's Money. I'm Diana Perez.
Yes, please. Not for you?
Don't drink that and then do this. Balancing on an elastic string and doing it 63 stories in the air. That's what this daredevil Andy Lewis did in Vegas this week. The stunt is called slacklining, and Lewis set a record when he did it more than 400 feet high. Does anybody else try this? The stunt symbolized the kickoff of the Slackline World Cup Finals.
Looks like fun.
6:26.
It is a pleasant start to your Friday if you like fall weather, but will it stay that way, and will it stay this cool outside? Julie's Friday forecast, plus a look at your weekend weather straight ahead.
And then it's the breaking news we've been following all night long. A woman shot to death in Hampton. Police need your help with this case. We'll take you live to the scene.
Then Norfolk schools, they've seen a lot of problems this past year, so how will they move forward? We'll tell you about the challenges the district is facing in your top stories beginning at 6:30.
Paul Automotive has it all. Web special, service, parts, and selection. Hampton Road's largest dealer.
Mark Herring's political attacks on Mark Obenchain are wrong.
Mark Obenchain has the record and experience to protect Virginians.
We need an attorney general who protect, not attack like Mark Herring.
Mark Herring's false attacks on my character completely disregard my work to protect women and children from violence and sexual predators. As Attorney General, I'll continue this work with trust and character you expect. I'm Mark Obenchain, candidate for Attorney General. My campaign sponsored this ad.
Yeah, it's big, really big. The Lazy Boy biggest sale of the season. Choose up to 30% off your total purchase or up to 36 months special financing. Get big time comfort at small prices. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This week, buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy a select living room or bedroom at Grand Furniture and choose one of these rooms absolutely free. Plus, everything at Grand Furniture is on sale and pay no interest for 4 years. Everyone gets credit at Grand. Apply online at grandfurniture.com. Buy a room, get a room free. Through Monday at Grand Furniture.
2 great names, Arm & Hammer and Orajel. 1 great sensitive toothpaste.
I can eat whatever I want and my teeth will not be sensitive. Yay!
It gives you maximum strength pain relief at a fraction of the cost.
I am absolutely making the switch to Arm & Hammer sensitive toothpaste.
Looking for a cold sore product that works differently? Then try Orajel Single Dose. The patented cold sore treatment penetrates and helps relieve pain on contact. Orajel Single Dose Cold Sore Treatment. 1 day, 1 dose. Healing begins.
Foreseeing your business in a whole new way. Foreseeing what cash is coming in and going out. So you can understand every angle of your cash flow. Last week, this month, and even next year. Foreseeing your business's cash flow like never before, introducing Cash Flow Insight, powered by PNC CFO, a suite of online tools that lets you turn insight into action.
This news segment is sponsored by Priority Automotive, where you can have it all.
Fall sport coats only $79.99. Philip Michael, where saving is in style.
There's enough pressure in our lives. But being pressured when we're shopping for comfortable things, that's just wrong. And Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries are like the no pressure zone. Just walk right in and let the comfort happen. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
13 News Now begins with breaking news.
Breaking right now out of Hampton, a woman shot and killed overnight. We first broke this story for you on Twitter and Facebook.
It happened just after midnight on Greenbrier Avenue off of Kickotan Road. 13 News Now reporter Carl Leimer is live for us this morning, gathering more details. Carl?
The woman's body was found in the front yard of this house. A neighbor a couple of houses down from here in this direction tells me she heard gunfire but didn't know anyone had been hit until police showed up. That was around 12 or just a little after 12 this morning. That's when police got a call of a shooting. When they arrived, they found a woman dead in the front yard of this house in the 300 block of Greenbrier Avenue. Corporal Mary Shackelford with the Hampton Police Department tells me that the woman was shot at least one time in the upper torso. A neighbor I talked with was too afraid to go on camera, but she told me she heard 4 or 5 gunshots. She says she walked outside concerned that one of her neighbors might be hurt. Says she didn't see or hear anything. A few minutes later, she says police arrived. Now, officers are looking for whoever may be responsible for killing this woman. They do not have any suspect information to release. They are asking anyone who might know something to give the crime line or police a call. Live in Hampton, Carl Leimer, 13 News Now.
Good morning, everybody. It's 6:30. I'm LaSalle Blanks.
And I'm Vanessa Correa. We'll get to more local news for you in a moment. But first, your Friday forecast. A cold front is moving in, and our temperatures, well, they're taking a dip.
And unfortunately, there's a chance of rain into the weekend as well. Julie's in for Craig, tracking the radar.
We are tracking that cold front. That's going to be an issue for us in a couple of ways. Now, initially, I think a lot of you will be fans because if you like the fall-like weather, we have that in earnest beginning today. Those temperatures that are out there right now in the 60s, not going to budge too much. And it has made enough progress that it's taken what few showers it brought with it, the front that is. And so we're going to see a very pretty sunrise. There is downtown Norfolk, and we have these temperatures in the mid-60s, starting to see that northerly component to the wind direction in all spots, so that cooler air that's really going to settle in. But the front is going to have difficulty clearing the region, which is going to impact us as we get into Saturday. But for today, take a look at the very slow progression of the temperatures. Yeah, tack on a degree or 2 by the time we get into this afternoon. And then these overnight lows are going to be dropping. So as you track these temperatures in the 60s, chop off a good 10 degrees as you're waking up tomorrow morning. So definitely jacket weather. And that goes for Sunday night into Monday as well. Wait till you see the temperature drop off by the time we get there, which of course we will show you in just a few minutes. And then we will talk about some of that wet weather. That front, because it doesn't clear the coast, we're going to see an area of low pressure that's going to bring us some rain. Talk about the timing, if you can pick any spots on that as we get started into the weekend. Of course, we are all anticipating that, but first, you need to get to work on time. And a lot of you are trying at the same time, we have seen. So has it still heavy out there?
It's a great way to describe it because now that we've crossed over into 6:30, we're seeing even more delays than we've been tracking the last half hour. So we'll go over those in just a moment. First, though, a couple of reminders as you plan your weekend plans. One of those being that the westbound tube of the downtown tunnel will remain open this weekend. We've been talking about this all morning here. Just don't forget that. You don't need to take an alternate route this weekend. Also, a few events going on as well. One of those being the River Run 5K. That'll be going on in Chesapeake. The Jordan Bridge will be closed tomorrow morning between 7:30 and 10 o'clock for the River Run 5K. So watch out for that as well. In terms of your heavy traffic going on right now, traffic still slow 64 westbound between Tidewater Drive and Granby Street as you're making your way out to the HRBT. What you're looking at right now, though, is Tidewater Drive 264 westbound, where we're starting to certainly see some slowdowns making its way to City Hall Avenue and out to the Berkeley Bridge. Pretty much at Norfolk to Portsmouth, traffic is going to be slow this morning. I'll let you know if it starts to creep back even further coming up on our next check on traffic.
Right now, Norfolk police are searching for a man who they say stabbed his parents. Here's his picture. Take a look. This is Jesse Bishop. Police say he stabbed his parents last night after his father refused to give up his Social Security check. They're expected to be okay. We're told Bishop has tribal, skull, and flame tattoos on his arms. I want to give you that crime line number. It's 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. And a Norfolk mother accused of killing her little girl will stay behind bars for now. A judge denied bond for 21-year-old Asia Foster. She's now charged with murder and child abuse. Last weekend, medics found Foster's 1-month-old little girl unresponsive in a house on Walsingham Way. They rushed the baby to the hospital, where she died.
The crossing guard arrested and charged with being drunk in public has been fired. A Norfolk officer found Nestor Ortiz Rivera on the ground along Chesapeake Boulevard on Tuesday. He was discovered near Norview High School and Norview Elementary Schools. The officer thought he needed medical help at first. He's since been charged with being drunk in public. He's 71 years old.
Later today, Norfolk Public School Superintendent Dr. Samuel King will give the Norfolk State of the School address. He's expected to review the school system's strengths and challenges. Right now, 31 city schools are missing full accreditation, and the city is in the middle of a legal battle with the state for control over 2 city schools. That address starts under an hour from now at 7:30 at TCC.
The Virginia Beach School Board, along with other educators, are fighting to get a new grading law repealed. Next year, schools are set to be graded the same way students are, with the A through F grading scale. Educators say it's unfair, that there's too many variables, like poverty, for example, adding it's misleading to score all schools on the same playing field. The law was passed by the General Assembly as a way for parents to understand better how their schools are performing.
Big news with the downtown tunnel. It will be open this weekend. It's been closed the past few weekends for construction, but the mayor of Portsmouth has been fighting that, saying too many downtown businesses have suffered because of it. Elizabeth River Crossing say they need more time to study the impacts of the closures and alternate options. Today, we could learn if state transportation leaders will decide to do two-way traffic in the westbound lanes instead of complete closures.
6:35 now. Edward Snowden is speaking out.
And he talks about his secret documents. Did he take them to Russia when he was there? New developments coming up.
And how strong is this front that is pushing through these morning lows? Not going to rise all that much. That's how much cooler air is heading in our direction. We'll talk about some wet weather, unfortunately, for the weekend coming up.
And it is so fun, it's scary. Coming up next on 13 News Now at daybreak, 13 News Chaser is out there live with these guys to tell us about a haunted run happening in Hampton Roads this weekend.
They're almost here, the holidays, and that means company. And before I invite them for dinner, I'm headed to Decorum for its just-in-time for the holidays dining event. Discounts from 25 to 50% will ensure my dining room will be as fabulous as my meal. Have you been to Decorum lately?
The Carney Center for Cosmetic and Plastic Surgery understands your desire to look and feel your best. We offer a variety of procedures and treatments to create an even better you. Call us today for your complimentary consultation. Let's get started.
It's a fact of life. Some owners take great care of their cars, and others, well, not so much. At Checkered Flag, you'll find the best selection of the best pre-owned vehicles at the best price. Checkered Flag's Best Test pre-owned vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty, a 5-day money-back guarantee, and much more. Visit checkeredflag.com for all the benefits. The Best Test pre-owned benefits program is only available under this flag. Checkered Flag.
I'm Terry McAuliffe, candidate for governor, and I sponsored this ad.
You should worry about Ken Cuccinelli's radical plans. On education, he'd take money away from public schools to fund private schools, forcing local communities to raise property taxes. And Cuccinelli's tax plan has been called fantasy and economics reduced to magic. Even Virginia's Republican lieutenant governor warns Cuccinelli would blow a $1.4 billion hole in the budget. Ken Cuccinelli, too big a risk for Virginia.
When Panera began, we decided to get up every day and bake fresh bread from fresh dough. That decision made us wonder, what else could we do the right way? Could we make food that lives up to our bread? And could it be food you can trust, with ingredients like antibiotic-free chicken? Could we come together as a community and help feed people in need? We already have. And every morning, we start again. Panera Bread. Live consciously. Eat deliciously.
Having a heart attack or stroke may make you look at life differently. After my heart attack, my doctor told me about a clinical research study evaluating an investigational medication to see if it may reduce the risk of having another heart attack or stroke. This study is investigating a different approach to reducing bad cholesterol levels. If you have experienced a heart attack, stroke, or have peripheral arterial disease, call 866-267-3093 or visit heartresearchstudy.com.
Now your weather 3 forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Dry as we get going on this Friday, so you don't need the umbrellas as you're heading out. Jacket is a good idea, not just for this morning, but for this afternoon. That front, much advertised, much ballyhooed, is moving through, and that is ushering in some cooler and drier air. You'll definitely notice that crispness in the air throughout the day. We'll take you through hour by hour with our future cast, hinting as this front moves through that we could see a stray shower. I think anything that develops would be very, very isolated in nature. Instead, we'll start to track the clouds out of the viewing area. We still have them hanging tough for some of you, and in fact, probably sticking around a little bit throughout the day for you. A little bit more hit or miss there with the clouds in North Carolina, but by 2 o'clock, looking good. If you're already anticipating the ride home at 5 o'clock, don't blame you. Still a few clouds in North Carolina. Possible that we could see a stray shower there. Then Friday night plans, going out to the movies, going out to dinner. No weather worries. It's just going to be a cool evening and overnight. This takes you through 11 o'clock, where we're starting to see more clouds here south side as well. And as you're waking up tomorrow morning, likely we're going to see showers dotting the landscape as an area of low pressure is going to develop, and that is going to bring us the soggy conditions as we get going on the weekend. But a one-day event, one of those situations, if you have to pick a day you'd prefer it be dry, take it easy on Saturday and tackle those outdoor chores, errands on Sunday. So again, the progression of this front, not a lot of precipitation associated with it. It's really that cooler air, that shot of cooler air that we're going to be seeing, not just for today, but through the weekend. In fact, we can show you right now in the upper 60s this afternoon. Yes, the rain for tomorrow, and then cool all the way into the early part of next week. So that's what we have on board with the weather, and a lot of you trying to get to work here right now. And I see Ashley got an accident working.
Yeah, Julie, this one's on the secondaries out in Norfolk, but it's at Tidewater Drive at Leonard Road. Now, we haven't received a report of whether there's any road closures due to this accident or if there are injuries involved, but if you're about to head out the door, you may still see crews working to clear up that scene on Tidewater at Leonard. Now, since we're in Norfolk, let's talk about some heavy traffic. 264 westbound at the downtown tunnel starting to improve, but you're still going to pump the brakes right around City Hall Avenue. Also starting to pick up on 58 eastbound toward the Midtown Tunnel. You'll pump the brakes right around the tube. And then some heavy traffic still working on 564 toward Naval Station Norfolk. You'll slow at Terminal. Wanted to give you a live look just before there, though. We see something going on here on the right shoulder. I'm believing it's a disabled vehicle, but at this point it's wrapping up, so we don't see those issues right around that 64 interchange. We'll check traffic again in a bit. For now, back to the news.
All right, 641 now, suing Suave.
Up next, dozens of women take their fight to court. Was a hair product to blame for balding and burning them? Stick with us.
Today's weather segment is brought to you by Michael & Son Services.
13 News Now at 6 is brought to you by Langley Federal Credit Union for low-rate Visa credit cards with no fees.
Join Langley Federal Credit Union today. It's your Visa, your choice. Featuring Langley's Select Visa Platinum Card with a variable annual percentage rate as low as 7%. Carry a monthly balance? You'll enjoy Langley's low-rate Select Visa Platinum. Your Visa, your choice.
Home security? Had it for years.
But our old system never really felt secure. Then we upgraded to Cox Home Security.
With 24/7 professional monitoring.
Now we always feel safe, even on vacation. Our Cox Home Security smartphone app with live video lets us know things are okay when we're away.
And lets us stay connected and protected with text and email notifications anytime.
Anywhere.
Upgrade to Cox Home Security and get a free system with advanced features and a free camera. Call today.
At Southern Chrysler Jeep Greenbrier, you'll find the biggest selection and the best prices on new Chrysler and Jeep vehicles, like the new 2013 Chrysler 300 from $24,988. Or get a new 2013 Jeep Wrangler during our Jeep Celebration event for only $21,988. Both with no cash down, plus 0% APR financing for up to 72 months available. Only at Southern Chrysler Jeep Greenbrier.
Driving Southern style.
Corrupt insider Terry McAuliffe made millions while workers lost jobs and pensions. Now a shocking new discovery. Court documents reveal Terry McAuliffe invested in an insurance scam that preyed on dying people. They stole the identities of the terminally ill, then cashed in when they passed away. Profiting off the terminally ill? Is that the kind of man you want as your governor?
I'm Ken Cuccinelli, candidate for governor, and I sponsored this ad.
The West Downtown Tunnel will be closed most weekends through May, but it's easy to visit Portsmouth's fun-filled attractions, shops, restaurants, and events. Just take the Jordan Bridge or Midtown Tunnel. All roads lead to Portsmouth. Visit portsvaroads.com.
When you walk into Cavalier Ford, you'll know we're unlike any other dealership. That's because our philosophy is different. We want to be your dealership for life. How do we do it?
By giving you the car buying experience you deserve.
Our amazing staff is committed to giving you exceptional customer service.
And the best prices
on new and certified pre-owned Fords.
But it doesn't stop at the sale.
Our service department is trustworthy,
honest,
knowledgeable, and dependable.
Experience Cavalier for yourself. Cavalier Ford, serving customers for life.
Eastern Virginia Medical School and 13 News present EVMS Medical Rounds, focusing on the health of Hampton Roads. Join us every Monday at 7:27 on 13 News.
Updating breaking news right now for you out of Ohio. That's where a car crash killed 6 people, including a small child. A police officer was also injured. We're getting our first look at the deadly scene.
And here it is. This video just into our 13 News Now newsroom. You're about to see a wrecked car that those 6 people were in. Kind of hard to see it there because it's dark, but there it is. It happened in Upper Arlington, Ohio. That's near Columbus. A car and a police cruiser collided in an intersection there. We've learned the officer suffered a head injury.
Earlier, we found out the officer was actually responding to a call with lights and sirens going. Investigators are still on the scene of this deadly accident.
Breaking overnight, a mess developing in San Francisco. Union workers for one of the biggest transit systems in the U.S. are now on strike. Hundreds of thousands of people who rely on public transportation will have to find a different way to get to work this morning. BART union workers went on strike after contract negotiations with BART management broke down. BART officials and 2 unions can't agree on things like raises for workers.
NSA leaker Edward Snowden says he did not take any secret U.S. intelligence documents with him to Russia. Snowden tells the New York Times he made sure Chinese spies couldn't get a hold of the documents while he was actually in Hong Kong. He says he did it by handing all of the documents over to journalists while in Hong Kong.
In Orlando, Florida, the search is on for 2 convicted killers who walked right out of prison. These men were released late last month by mistake with forged documents. You're about to see their pictures. No one discovered the mistake until this week. So these killers have walked free the entire time. One of the men was serving a life sentence for second-degree murder, the other serving time for first-degree murder. State and local authorities down there are investigating how this happened.
One of 2 girls who allegedly cyberbullied a 12-year-old in Florida will be arraigned a week from today. The other suspect is on house arrest in her parents' custody. Both are accused of cyberbullying the young girl so badly she committed suicide. Yesterday, the Polk County Sheriff's Office held a bullying workshop where the suspects went to school in an effort to teach parents and students how to prevent bullying and stop it. Hundreds of women are filing a class action lawsuit against the makers of Suave. The women filed this suit last year, and now a judge has decided to hear the case. The women say Suave's keratin treatment kit singed their hair and burned their scalps. Suave did recall that kit back in May of last year, but the lawsuit claims the company didn't do enough to warn customers about it. The company that manufactures the actual keratin kit itself would not comment on this ongoing investigation.
Tracking temperature changes right now as you get ready to head back to work and get the kids out to the bus stop.
That's right, and it's pretty comfortable out there this morning. The thing is, it's going to feel just like this as we get into this afternoon. So that tells you something is happening, and that something is a front that is clearing the region, or trying to, as we wake up on this Friday. There's our sky view taking a look at Town Center. Take a look at the top of your screen. You can see some clouds out there. We'll see some clearing conditions, however, throughout the day. We'll end up with a pretty nice one overall. Again, it's just this cooler air that's really just going to make itself at home. We have multiple sweeps going for you on radar, and we are dry out there. And you'll notice the air is just drier as that front is moving on, but not quite clearing the coast. Here's a look at satellite and radar. I'll take you back 12 hours. So again, you could make out a kind of ragged band there, but that out ahead of the front that is moving through. Now just a ribbon of clouds out there as we get going on this Friday. But the front, again, not able to clear the region. That has implications as we get into tomorrow. another sky view. This is our camera on top of Nauticus, and you're taking a look at Town Point Park. And yet again, you can see some breaks there in the clouds. We'll see more as the day wears on. Current temperatures, we have 66 still at both major commercial airports. Winds out of the north-northwest, that northwesterly and northerly wind bringing in that drier air. Say this, get the wind shifting around if you have problems with allergies. This helps quite a bit. And as you take a look at that reading of 66 degrees, not going to make it out of the 60s by this afternoon. Again, the effect of that cooler air that continues to flow in behind the front. So that means right now we have you at 66 in Melfa. Note Richmond, 58 degrees. Of course, the progression of the front comes in from the northwest, pushing through to the southeast. So that cooler air already taking hold in central parts of Virginia and will be in the 50s for morning temperatures starting tomorrow. But right now, 65 in Virginia Beach, 66 in Kill Devil Hills. So what you can expect throughout the entire day? Well, here we are in the mid to upper 60s. We'll see clearing skies this morning. By noontime, we'll tack on a degree, upper 60s. And you note a trend here, by the time we get to this afternoon, 1 more degree into the upper 60s. So turning cooler, and this time that cooler air is going to stick around. Now again, mentioned that front not quite going to clear the coast, so we are looking wet at times as we begin the weekend. We're going to have the details on that coming up. We'll take a last look at that 7-day forecast. Don't worry, the weekend is not a washout. We'll have those details. We like looking forward to the weekend. Unfortunately, you have to slog through some traffic first, right, Ashley?
That you do. We still have a few areas where we're seeing some delays. First, though, just want to give you a quick reminder that the Coleman Bridge will be lifting at noon today. Just note that if you're traveling between Yorktown and Gloucester. We also have an accident still working on the secondaries on Tidewater Drive at Leonard Road. It's still an active scene out there, so if you take that intersection, watch out for that accident still working. In terms of heavy traffic, one of the places where we're still seeing some brake lights here is 264 westbound, right around City Hall Avenue. As you're making your way to the downtown tunnel, watch out for slow traffic there. It's also slow coming from Portsmouth headed to Norfolk, 58 eastbound, right at the Tube. Also coming from 164 east, making your way to that 58 interchange. You're going to slow right around the West Norfolk Bridge. Big improvements headed to Naval Station Norfolk, though. You're still heavy making your way to the base, but you start to slow down right around Chambers Field, which is good news for us because it was quite further back a little bit earlier this morning. That's the bulk of your heavy traffic. I want to go over your reminders for the weekend coming up.
All right, 6:51. Less than 2 weeks until Halloween, and you can get into the spooky spirit this weekend.
Tomorrow, the Port Norfolk Civic League will hold its 2nd annual Port Norfolk
Booyah
5K and Little Monsters Fun Run. And 13 News Chaser Jason Walsh is live in Portsmouth to tell us all about it.
Now I've made my way to the Gothic graveyard in the back of Maryland Mansion. We saw the front of the house and it was pretty creepy, but I gotta tell you guys, it's pretty creepy back here. But we're talking about the Booyah 5K Fun Run that's going to be here in Port Norfolk in Portsmouth. It benefits the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and Port Norfolk Civic League. And I'm joined here by Amy O'Donnell, co-race director. Now, this is amazing what you do to this house, but we got to talk about the event. Tell us about this great event that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a Halloween-themed 5K and fun run, and it's absolutely going to be a blast. Port Norfolk's known for our over-the-top decorations, like here at Maryland Mansion, and everybody will just have a great time. We've got costume contests, things for kids to do, and it'll just be really fun.
Awesome, and I'm gonna make my way over here through the graveyard, and I found some people over here. It's kind of creepy. Look at this guy. But I'm joined with Matt Hartman, the other co-race director. Now, people want to come out. What do they need to know?
Registration starts at 7:30 tomorrow morning, and the fun runs at 8:30, 5Ks at 9. Following that, we have awards, costume contests, kids events, as well as the Stuff the Truck to benefit the food bank.
It's a great community event, but I'm going to come on over here to one of the runners that's going to be out here. I want you to meet 10-year-old Evan Smith. Evan, why are you going to be involved in this race?
Because I need to do the pacer test, and what else I need to do is help out the people and have fun at the same time.
It's good to help people. I'm going to come over here before we go. Amy, people that want to come out here, what do they need to know?
Actually, they can visit our website, www.booyah5k.com, for more information and details. And we've got parking provided by the PMT terminal, and it'll just be a great day.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and get this guy in motion. And that's tomorrow at 8:15 at Fountain Park in Portsmouth. For now, reporting live in Portsmouth, Jason Walsh, 13 News Now.
The only thing missing is the screams of terror. All right, guys, this is another run you might want to check out. The 2nd annual River Run will take place on the South Norfolk Jordan Bridge this weekend. A heads up if you plan plan on using the bridge, it will close from 7:30 to 10 during this run. The 5K is part of a series of events commemorating the bridge's first anniversary.
How cute was the kid with the booyah?
I love that little voice.
That was great. 6:53. Stick around. We'll check this morning's top stories for you straight ahead.
Stick with us. You are watching The Team at 13 News Now at daybreak.
TLC's T-Boss, her brain tumor battle. All new Oz.
Today at 4. Honda Accord's got the competition beat. The Accord is more fuel efficient with a higher resale value than Camry and Sonata. During the model year-end sale, every Accord is on sale. Just $219 a month or drive with 0 down. This week at your Hampton Roads Honda dealers.
Unclaimed freight notice this weekend at American Freight. Over 1,000 truckloads of living room furniture. 7-piece living room groups that include a sofa, love seat, coffee table, 2 end tables, and 2 designer lamps. You get all 7 pieces from only $398 complete. Free layaway, same-day delivery. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight in Newport News, Jefferson Avenue, 2 miles south of the Patrick Henry Mall, next to Harbor Freight. Phone 930-2333.
Hi, I'm Ben Willis, and right now at Willis Furniture, we have the largest selection of leather furniture ever, and it's all on sale from 30 to 60% off. It's your chance to save on the luxury and durability of top-grain leather. Come early and choose from sofas, chairs, sectionals, and recliners from our most respected manufacturers. Hurry in, some quantities are limited. All leather furniture is on sale for a limited time at Willis Furniture. Fine furniture, casual prices, just east of Town Center on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
At Optima Health, we believe being well starts with healthy choices, better habits, different routines. Optima Health creates insurance plans for people who are proactive about their health with access to top doctors and helpful wellness tools. The best health plan is the one that supports your healthy choices. Optima Health, health plans for individuals and families. Call Optima Health today or visit optimahealth.com. Open enrollment is October 1st through March 31st.
I hate car shopping. I've always hated car shopping. Even if I ended up loving the car, I didn't enjoy the experience until I got to Tysinger.
People like coming to Tysinger Hyundai.
It was the very first time I've ever bought a car that I felt the company worked for me.
Experience the Tysinger difference for yourself and test drive the new Hyundai Sonata, now just $199 a month. Your Hyundai is at Tysinger. Tysinger Hyundai, just off I-64 in Hampton.
Even if you have to drive a little bit out of your way, the quality and service at Tysinger is worth it.
Honda Civic's got the competition beat. The Civic is safer and more fuel efficient than Corolla and Elantra. During the model year-end sale, pick your perfect Civic. Just $159 a month or drive with 0 down. This week at your Hampton Roads Honda dealers.
In the morning rush, the breaking news we've been following while you were asleep. A woman shot and killed.
13 News Now reporter Carl Leimer is live on Greenbrier Avenue in Hampton with more info. Carl?
Police are trying to figure out who shot and killed this woman. She was found in the front yard of this house. This is on Greenbrier Avenue near Kickotan Road. It was just a few minutes after midnight when police got a call of a shooting. When they arrived, they found the woman lying on the grass in the front yard of the house. Police say she was shot in the upper torso at least once and was pronounced dead by medics. Officers don't yet know who the woman is or if she lived in this neighborhood. A neighbor I talked with a couple of doors down said she doesn't know the victim. She says she was in her house falling asleep when she heard gunshots, but after they stopped, everything was quiet until police arrived, and they say it is a very quiet neighborhood most of the time. Officers are in contact or trying to contact the victim's relatives. Then they will release her name. They have not released any suspect information, but are asking anyone who might know something that can help them to give the crime line or police a call. Live in Hampton, Carl Leimer, 13 News Now.
Portsmouth now, where a shooting there leaves neighbors shaken and police searching for who did it.
It happened on Rudder Street, not far from Effingham and South Streets. Police say when they arrived at the home, they found a man inside, shot in the stomach. The victim was rushed to surgery. We're still waiting to hear his condition this morning. Police don't have any suspects, but if you have any information, you're asked to call the anonymous crime line at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP.
And big news with the downtown tunnel this weekend. It will be open. It will not be closed like it has been the last few weekends because of construction work. The closures have really hurt Portsmouth businesses. Elizabeth River Crossing says they need more time to study the impacts of those closures and alternate options. And today we could learn if state transportation leaders will decide to do two-way traffic in the westbound lanes instead of complete closures.
And there are some closures this weekend because of a lot of local events going on.
That they are, and we're going to go over those in just a minute. First, though, today before you head out the door, just a quick reminder, we do have an accident working on Tidewater Drive at Leonard out in Norfolk. Also heavy traffic west toward the downtown, west toward Naval Station Norfolk, and east toward the Midtown Tunnel. Now, again, to those reminders for the weekend, we just talked about that westbound tube being open at the downtown tunnel. Don't have to worry about an alternate route. Also, for the Virginia Wine Fest, Waterside Drive will be closed in both directions between Atlantic and Main Friday through Sunday. And for the River Run 5K, the Jordan Bridge is closed tomorrow morning between 7:30 and 10. Also, the High Rise Bridge reporting a lift tomorrow morning at 8:30. So enjoy the weekend and watch out for those closures and bridge lifts.
And we are looking at a pretty start to the day, kind of dramatic in some locations. I wanted to give you our sky view there, taking a look into downtown Norfolk. We say hello or bon voyage to our cruise guest visitors.
It's a beautiful shot, Julie.
Exciting and new.
Yeah, it looks like an Instagram, doesn't it?
It's gorgeous.
But it's not. It's our sky view out there. Camera on top of our camera on top of our tower. There's the dry sweep on radar. We'll be keeping an eye on radar. You'll notice the coolness, the crispness in the air. This afternoon, a lot like right now. We'll have temperatures in the upper 60s, and I hate to reveal it, but yeah, it does look like we are going